In this episode, we're celebrating the art of working smarter, not harder.
And on the flip side, is it normal to use hot water when you brush your teeth? And who had the worst week on the internet, Drake or Montoya? Mike, hit the music. Seconds on the clock. The ball is snapped. The kick is up. It is good. It's over. Funny Business wins the podcast bowl. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Funny Business podcast. We're having a great, fantastic flipping day, and hope you are too. Except, Mike, how are we feeling? How are we doing?
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Not really, but I'm ready.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Put me in for the flu game. Let's go. Matt. Oh, yeah. See, there you heard it there.
Yeah. Every once in a while I can hear it.
This week has not been the best week for me. I've taken on some type of cold. I'll take a day off at work, but you know what? I will not take a day off to record an episode of the Funny Business podcast. So here we are.
Never. 252 straight weeks with us and our voices that were not made for radio or podcast.
Yeah, we got a face for radio. Here we are.
Yeah, that we do.
And no wonder why our YouTube numbers are down. We're better off recording an audio podcast instead of a video podcast. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, Matt, I'm sure we will hop into all the festivities later on in the show, potentially. If not, let me know in the middle and we can certainly recap what we experienced this past weekend with one of the most watched televised games in the calendar year. Before we do that, Matt, I thought I would have a little fun on Reddit. You know, we're here. We've done Reddit before. I stumbled upon, and again, this is me going to Reddit and not really being on Reddit. I was on the app and I found a Reddit. It was r/ask Reddit. And I was like scrolling through and I was trying to find some things that could be potential for the podcast. And I stumbled upon one by the name of, and if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Lauv Noodles.
Oh, Lauv Noodles.
Lauv Noodles. So
like Reddit name.
This person said, Bill Gates said, I will always choose a lazy person to do a difficult job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. What's a real life example of this? And Matt, the comments, there was about 15,000 comments to this thread with 154,000 upvotes. And Matt, I'm here to report and for us to review these work smarter, not harder moments.
Always got to work smarter, not harder.
So I took a little bit of a pause. I took all of the comments and they were separated into a few categories. Genius workarounds, automation and efficiency wins, hacks that became standard practice, hilarious outsourcing and delegation. Depending, there's like a few for each, but who knows, depending on how our conversation goes. Matt, which one would you like to pick?
Let's go with hacks that became standard practice for.
Okay, 300. Matt. What did you think of this quote? Like before we kind of hop into it.
I would agree with it in some ways. Like lazy people do not always work their hardest, but they also will get the job done in probably the most efficient way. But that doesn't always mean the job's complete. Job's not finished.
I think you have to be smart in order for you to do the job in the first place.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's smart people that are lazy for sure.
Yeah, and you have to be active in order. Like I think lazy. I think people will find ways to make it more efficient than what it is. So
yeah, always.
Okay, Matt. With 13,000 upvotes, so that's by the popularity of the hack. A clerk needed 145 sheets. And instead of manually counting, they just printed blank pages.
That's genius. Yeah, that's awesome. I got to start doing that.
He's like, you're wasting printer paper. No, we're not. You're not wasting ink. We're being working smarter, not harder.
God, that's awesome.
As I read that, I was like, wow, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, that is a life hack.
With 19,000 upvotes, Canadians used to paint honey on poles to get bears to shake off snow. Then they moved to helicopters with paintball guns until realizing the helicopter downdraft did the job.
I do like the honey. That's pretty creative and also a way to like feed nature at the same time.
but instead they waste a bunch of money and putting gas and those stuff in the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's like the exact opposite. You go from feeding the animals to polluting their habitat and killing them.
All right, Matt, you might like this one. And then we're going to move on to the next one. Instead of carrying heavy boxes and bending down repeatedly, an employee rolled the boxes around on an old desk chair.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty smart.
I've done it before myself.
I think, you know what, probably everybody has. That's just, I mean, the wheel's the best invention in the history of time. And anytime you can use wheels, it's the best.
I'm just quickly going through these. This one was, instead of constantly standing up, they just wheeled themselves around for faster scanning purposes at a library.
That's kind of an asshole move.
It's just rolling around.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just distracting everybody, making some noise. Like, that's not supposed to happen in a library.
Yeah. Matt, so we're moving on. Genius workarounds, automation and efficiency wins, or hilarious outsourcing and delegation?
Let's go outsourcing delegation.
Oh, you're going to like this one. I'll do a high one to start. This one had 56,000 upvotes. A nephew paid a neighbor kid $5 to do his $10 a week choice.
Yeah, that's awesome. that guy's gonna be a future like Shark Tank, not contestant but participant.
I'm out.
Yeah.
This next one, a kid who hated making multiple trips carrying groceries tied all the bags to his pants.
How did the pants not fall down?
A belt.
That's good point. Didn't I didn't think of that. That's genius.
What is that? Is that Tyler the Creator? How do you keep your pants up? A belt.
Yeah. I think it's Tyler the Creator.
I feel like multiple trips with groceries. I just, unless it is something fragile, I'm going with all I can. Like just putting as many bags as possible in the hands.
I don't understand why, I guess men specifically can't do more than one trip around the grocery store. What's the big deal? You can walk out of your apartment or out of your house to your car to get the second load. It's not that big of a deal. I never understood that.
That's Matt's way of saying that's how I get my workout in, is going up and down the steps.
Well, yeah, I do. And then you get to the door. How are you going to unlock it if your keys are in your pocket?
What's been nice, so I'm the proponent of putting as many bags as possible that's not going to break anything. There's this little table outside that where we unlock the door that'll like place the bag. And we use reusable bags, by the way, too. We have a cooler bag and then we have a bunch of other bags.
Like a big one you can put like 2 or 3 bags in?
I mean, it's a cooler bag. Like probably, I think it'll cover 2 regular grocery reusable bags. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the way to go.
Another one. HR guy gets promoted for fixing chaos, was forced into project management, streamlined workflow, and got promoted despite having no experience. Good for you, man.
That's the American dream right there.
Mm-hmm. Another one, a deli worker used a shopping cart to streamline morning prep, replacing a 5-person job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that, I think.
I'm like trying to think how that can efficiently replace a 5-person job, but
yeah.
Heck, my deli worker just needs to do the one job that they're supposed to do.
Yeah, give out free samples.
Another one, a dad paid his son $30 to babysit himself while paying his daughter $30 to babysit him.
That's double money right there.
Double money. That, my friends, well, is that equality? Yeah, that, my friends, is equality. I want to make sure the payment was correct and equal. All right, we have automation and efficiency wins and genius workarounds.
Efficiency wins.
All right, so with a total upvote of about 5,000 votes, a nursery worker automates himself out of a job, created an irrigation system to replace manually watering 15,000 plants a day.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have that many, it does suck, but then the more efficient you become at it, the more like screwed you get because it's less time you have to work.
The American dream right here. Intern reduces 9 to 5 job to 1 hour a day, automated Excel reports, and spent the rest of his internship chilling.
Yeah, that is like the American college kid dream, working 1 hour a day.
I love me a good spreadsheet and a good formula.
Yeah, I'm not great with formulas, but I do like a good spreadsheet.
Another efficiency that ended up actually a government employee automates work, gets fired for, quote, not taking job seriously, used the tab key to increase efficiency, but by 5 to 6 times, but was let go because his boss couldn't comprehend the improvement. Well, that's on the boss, not the person.
Yeah, 1,000%.
A software engineer secretly hired a guy in China to do his work while he browsed Reddit at his corporate job. Oh, boy.
It's like outsourcing your own job and saying you're doing the work. That's phenomenal.
It's like consulting, you know?
Yeah. You basically hired your personal consultant.
Yeah. Wow. That is it for the automation efficiency wins. Finally, genius workarounds. A milk stocking innovation, Matt.
Oh.
Instead of unloading milk cartons one by one, the new stockboy placed the whole rack in the cooler, cut the plastic, and pulled it out.
Oh, yeah. I like that. That's very much work smarter, not harder.
Yep. We're going to a factory, the toothpaste factory fan. Engineers created an elaborate empty box detection system, but factory workers just set up a fan by blowing the boxes off the belt.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
It's beautiful. Carl Frederick Goss's math hack, solving the sum of numbers 1 to 100 in seconds instead of adding them up manually.
I guess, yeah. I mean, no one on planet Earth would take the time to do it manually anymore.
No. It's just called ChatGPT, just like what I did.
Yeah, nor should they.
Changing a mountain's name. Instead of announcing that a newly discovered mountain was taller than the highest known peak, they simply renamed the old one.
Oh. Yeah?
I didn't know.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that either. Well, I guess you can change the name of anything that these days.
Yeah. You know, plays, food, large bodies of oceans,
large bodies of water,
mountains. All right, last one. Instead of fixing slow luggage delivery complaints, a Texas airport made passengers walk further so their bags would seem to arrive faster.
I think I would appreciate that as a flying customer, as a passenger of a plane. I can't talk. Yeah, it is annoying when you have to stand there.
Yeah.
And it's a great feeling when you get off the airplane, get to your luggage, and it's like there right away. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is the Reddit, Ask Reddit. There's so many comments, but ultimately I think you'll find a lot of good stuff in the Ask Reddit section. There's a lot of Reddit's in a cool little corner of the internet.
Reddit, I still don't understand Reddit. I don't quite know how it works. But maybe that should be another New Year's resolution I have one year. Last year was YouTube. Maybe this year will be Reddit.
Kind of think of it as like reverse Facebook. Like instead of you scrolling on your home feed, you're going to different feeds related to the topic.
Okay. So it's like a message board.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Okay.
It's like a discussion board back in the good old college days.
Yeah.
Nice response.
What's this dude's name? Love Banana?
Love Noodles.
Love Noodles. Love Noodles. I totally agree with what you're saying here.
Yeah. Yes, I saw it somewhere and I think I sent it to you. They got to do videos now.
Yeah, the dude just replying 5 big booms to all of his partners' comments.
It's fantastic.
That's the best use of it. We're going to slide on in. The second half of the show, we got some community take-its for you. Let's dive into this. Mike may have alluded to this earlier. We do have some related to the big game. Let's get into it. First question, do you believe that Taylor Swift deserved to win the Super Bowl? And in parentheses, it said, yes, I mean her. Did Taylor Swift deserve to win the Super Bowl? Embrace debate.
No.
Yes, she didn't play.
No.
Did not play.
Right.
And she did get booed.
Which, like, I don't know if that was deserving.
Did you see how, like, shocked she was?
Yeah, a little bit.
She was taken aback.
She probably filled that stadium when I'm not sure if she went to New Orleans, but she probably filled that stadium when she did her Eras tour. And it's kind of odd that a filled stadium like that was booing at her.
Apparently the dome is not good for concerts, like aerodynamically.
Gotcha.
People said the Kendrick's halftime show was very like echoey and not great inside. Now, people also are saying she did win the Super Bowl because she grew up an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I mean she's born in PA. We got to admit that there.
Yep, she very close to Philadelphia. Have you seen the new beef that the Swifties have after this fallout?
Am I assuming who they were cheering after they showed Taylor Swift?
No.
Okay.
No. That was wild.
The
the Swifties and Eagles fans are at each other's throats right now.
Why?
So I'll tell you why. CJ Gardner-Johnson is a defensive player for the Philadelphia Eagles. Known asshole. Let's just throw that in the way. He went to Instagram after the game and was talking shit to Travis Kelce, saying he should have stayed with his ex because she's thicker.
Oh boy.
Obviously, that's not going to sit well with the Swifties.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Mike, the Swifties have retaliated. They're fighting back, and they are leaving Gardner Johnson's mom's restaurant 1-star Yelp reviews.
Of course.
Like crazy, to the point that it got flagged on Google for suspicious activity, and some of the comments and reviews have been taken down.
Yeah, you remember that hat? Like we were reviewing, I think a restaurant, and it said that we're blocking people from posting new comments because we're suspicious that it's up to no good.
Yeah, so it's getting ugly.
Yeah. Somebody who is very well aware of Eagles fans and just Philadelphia fans in general. You're playing with fire right now, so if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
yeah, a lot of bad blood between those two.
Yeah.
Another Super Bowl one. What did you think was the best Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, so this was tough because I was spending a lot of we were at a Super Bowl party, so sometimes it was in between talking. Sometimes it was in between getting more drinks, getting more food. I'm very happy Doritos went back to their normal ways.
The best.
It was phenomenal. I did like, and I'm gonna forget the actress's name, but the Willem Dafoe pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
The return of Puppy Monkey Baby is always fun.
Puppy Monkey Baby?
Yeah, Puppy Monkey Baby. You don't know what? Puppy Monkey Baby?
No.
That's an iconic Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, okay.
It is. I was disappointed with Duncan. I'm gonna say it.
They went off the rip too.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. Wasn't great. I other than the Doritos. Seal as a seal. That was funny.
That's who that was?
That was Seal. Yeah.
Seal.
Yeah, Seal was the seal. Yeah.
I was trying to listen. I had a really hard time IDing people in commercials. So Glenn Powell, who we all know, anyone but you.
Yep.
I accidentally called him Colin Powell.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who Colin Powell is, Matt?
Colin Powell.
It's a familiar name, right?
Oh, American Idol, right?
No, that's Clay Aiken.
No, not Clay Aiken. The
Colin
judge.
Powell.
Who am I thinking of?
Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell.
No.
Welcome to the Funny Business Podcast.
No. Colin Powell was the Department of Defense Secretary for the Bush administration.
Oh, yeah. Who could forget?
Yeah, I was like, sorry. No, I had the individuals who were much older than me like cracking up because they didn't know who Glenn Powell was, but they knew who Colin Powell was.
Oh, gosh. That's too funny.
And then I did call AJ Brown Antonio Brown, but that's my football
that's
knowledge.
an insult.
Yeah, everybody's like, hey, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it, but maybe let's not let individual people buy a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah, I actually took down his website. Did you?
Yeah,
did you know?
Well,
okay.
Do you know why?
Yeah, I went on it and I was
no. Hold on, timeout. Why? What prompted you to go to the website?
So I saw a news report, and that's what I didn't go from the Super Bowl commercial.
Okay.
Like it said, there's a lot of heat coming from Kanye West commercial. And I'm like, why? And I literally typed it. I'm like, oh, that's why. That's
real
why.
Quick.
Oh, and all of his tweets made so much sense.
Well, no, they don't make sense.
No, they don't make sense, but
it's enough said about that.
Squarespace actually took down that website.
Thoughts on Kendrick?
That was great.
Here's the thing. I saw a few good comments actually, and this is rare to see good comments on the internet. As a Kendrick performance, it was like a 9.5 out of 10. Like it was. You talk about being an artist. He was an artist, both musically and everything. As a Super Bowl halftime show, it's maybe like a 6.5 out of 10, and they can both. That's okay. Like it maybe wasn't the best Super Bowl show However, the songs and the meaning and everything was like pure Kendrick. It was really good.
I would encourage anybody who isn't, if people don't like it because of the songs, okay, sorry, go cry me a river. But like, I would encourage anybody like to just Google like his performance and the meanings behind the stuff. There's a lot of crap that is tied into that. That is, and I won't go any further than the state of our society and the messaging that was put into it. I did get Za. Was right with the IDing of that. Did not know that was Serena Williams that was crip walking.
Yep. It did not. I forgot that Serena used to date Drake.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everybody thinks it was a diss track to Drake, but really that was only a tiny part to the whole entire thing.
Yes and no. He did kind of tease that he was going to do the song the whole time and then did it. But yeah, it was a tiny part. And there was a lot of other Easter eggs in there too. But yeah, I enjoyed it overall.
There was a person who stormed the field. Did you notice that?
I did not notice it, but I heard about it afterwards.
Yeah, somebody dressed up like one of the backup dancers and then was obviously protesting with some of the current events that are happening. And he looked like he was just part of the show. And then there was a couple people when there was a wide shot of Kendrick, people were tackling him and taking him away.
But like the artistry behind that was phenomenal. It just was. It was really good. Yeah. And somebody check on Drake. All right, moving on. Is that all the Super Bowl ones we have? I think so. So let's dive into some other ones. This person wants to talk about some scams from the government that he believes are normal things that are scams.
Okay.
HOV lanes. Are you familiar with an HOV lane?
Is that on the road?
Yeah, so I didn't know what this was at first, and then I looked it up. So HOV stands for high occupancy vehicle lane. So some states have these where like if you have more than one person in the car, you can use that lane. And the idea is that like during rush hour and stuff, when there's like heavy traffic, people with a lot of or more than one person in the car can use that separate lane only for them to like speed up traffic. This person's saying it's a scam because once you're in the lane, you can't just get off whenever you want, so you can miss your exit. And people just use it whenever, and it doesn't save that much time during like traffic.
I think it's the same thing as everybody's saying trucks, flatbeds, 18-wheelers need to be in the can never be in the left lane. You see so many of them be in the left lane. Like
that's a problem.
It is a bigly problem.
Yeah, that's definitely caused many accidents. The other scam they wanted to talk about, and I don't agree with this one, but I will see your thoughts. TSA PreCheck. Person's claiming it does not save time.
Never have experienced it. Is someone who has known people who have it. It's more of a convenience than it is you do this or you do that. And you do less of what you do regularly than you do for TSA PreCheck. But I don't know.
I have TSA PreCheck. I like it. Haven't used it in a little while. Are you also familiar with airport theory?
No.
So airport theory is basically, you know how everyone says like you got to get to the airport like 4 hours,
3 hours
early. Yeah. Airport theory is basically that's just a myth to get people there earlier, and you can always show up like 20 minutes before your flight and get on board.
I have felt that in the very few occasions that I have flown. I know I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, I could have made it like in 20 minutes. Like I could have been there 20 minutes beforehand, but I don't know. It feels more comforting to know that you're there and your gate exists.
It does. And there's also going to be that one time where you show up like half hour beforehand and then it's mobbed and then you're screwed. My girlfriend admitted she uses hot water to brush her teeth. Is this normal?
I don't think it's a nick.
No, that's criminal. Hot water? Like you put your toothbrush under hot water.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be cold. Like ice cold.
I don't think that's a problem.
No?
No.
I no. There's no way I could brush my teeth that way.
I mean, scalding hot. Yeah, okay. Like
that's what this is, like hot water.
I guess it depends on a preference. I think I use warm water. Like I don't do hot, like really hot, but I do warm.
I put it at the coldest it can be. Because you figure it's like cool mint.
Okay. Refreshing.
Do you like drinking water after you brush your teeth?
I rinse. First time in like 29 years of my life, I started actually rinsing my mouth after I brushed my teeth.
With like Listerine or just water?
Just water.
Oh, okay.
Depends. Because it's almost the same question of like, do you drink coffee after you brush your teeth? Often I will brush my teeth and I will bring my coffee to work and I will drink my coffee at work. which is technically brushing my teeth after.
Yeah,
I guess that applies.
that's what I do. Let's say it's like a Saturday and you're like home in the morning.
I would hope.
You brush your teeth. How long do you wait to eat something?
Usually there's a window. I would say there's at least a 2-hour window. Because if I remember, because it's Saturday, I will brush my teeth after I either eat breakfast or after I eat breakfast and coffee, or between eating breakfast and having my coffee.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I try to keep it like a half hour difference, but
unless it's something like high pH, like oranges, then that's gross.
Yeah, no, that's disgusting. Can't do that. Do you actually use the For You tab on X? I've seen a lot of people complain about it recently, and they've said that they've been sticking to their following page, claiming they like it a lot better. I've never even considered using the For You tab. Does that make me weird?
It is on default, my For You tab.
Like it automatically opens the For You?
I have not changed it since the update.
Really?
Yeah, I've not moved. I will say the For You is a nutcase.
What do you mean by that?
I think if you are not media literate, you could go down a rabbit hole with this.
I don't think my apps never open up the For You.
Yeah, like
Go ahead.
there's things that will show up in my timeline that I don't follow. So for instance, Temple University is in my For You page. Guess what? Temple's U.S. campuses will be closed and classes will be canceled this Friday, February 14th. Go Birds.
Yep, go Birds.
Go Birds. Stuff that pertains to me, but I know for a fact there's some things that, because of the individual who runs the platform, some things are inserted into, shall I say it, propaganda. So again, if you're not media literate and being like, well, this is just somebody who's just writing a narrative, then
yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm scrolling on For You right now, and it's not for me.
yeah, it's crazy.
There's also just so many bots on X right now.
Yeah, a lot of bots or a lot of diehard Musk fans.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Is Matt going to be doing March Madness previews again?
Clearly, they haven't listened to the previous episodes.
I've been to previous episode, correct? Probably starting next week, because we are, I believe, 5 weeks away from March Madness, which is phenomenal. 2 more. Hey guys, what's one realistic guest you would love to have on the show, and will you ever interview anyone again on the podcast? It's a great question.
Realistically?
Yeah, one realistic guest, like not like LeBron James, like someone you think is someone, I guess, kind of like the first guy we interviewed. For those that are new, like the 12th episode we ever did, we interviewed Trevor Abney, who was pretty famous on TikTok at the time. He did get over 1 million at one point. Got him, I think, at 700,000 followers. Very funny interview, and I think we did very well, by the way.
Yeah, no, we got nervous. I think that's what we did.
Yeah, we did. As far as before we gave like who we'd like to have on the show, will we ever interview anyone? This timing would have to be like perfect with our work schedules now.
Really, this podcast has been very integrated with our life, and it's been neatly integrated. So.
Yes, yeah. So it'd be tough, I would say.
I mean, I would love to just talk with Trent Miller from the Speed Tour. Like that would.
Yeah,
he'd be pretty reasonable in terms of getting him there, but I think it's a stretch goal. That's a stretch goal for him. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's this guy I just started following on like YouTube and TikTok, and he's got like a fairly small following, but like people still know him. And he's just like a March Madness like meathead, loves college basketball. That would be cool. Trent Miller I think Trent Miller is a good answer though. Like someone that's like not like everyone in the world knows him or in the country knows him. He's well known. I think that's a great answer.
He's an awesome dude. That's so glad he's got a TikTok account back. That's awesome.
Yeah, maybe Joe Roth, but he might be too big.
What at?
Oh, he's a TikTok guy that does like skits, and he's like one of those guys that has consistently been on everyone's For You page for like the past like 3 years. He just doesn't miss on a video. All right, last one. Mike, I don't know if you're gonna get this reference. If not, I can give some backstory. Do you feel bad for Montoya?
It has been on my For You of my Twitter account.
What a wild story this is. Do you feel so? I'll give a backstory. There's a reality show based in the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
And basically, couples go on this show. They are separated, and it's, I believe, called Temptation Island, where they're basically tempted to cheat. And this one contestant, Montoya, has gone viral multiple times for visibly watching on a screen his girlfriend in the sack with multiple men. And he's just breaking down. And he's just gone viral for it.
Do you understand the concept of the show? Like, can he stop it?
I don't believe he can.
Boy.
Yeah. I think obviously he would, because they're in like separate areas. He's just watching it happen. Do you feel bad for him?
Yeah, of course.
It's gotta suck.
I mean, actually, no. Let me reel this back a little bit. Reality shows are just a piece of shit now. I'll still watch them. I don't care. But we're now getting to the point these dating shows are now for the fame rather than for the love. You know, like Love is Blind season 1. Lauren and I forget Josh.
No. Steve, not Steven.
Steven.
Andy? No.
Hang on.
He's the tall, nerdy dude.
You might be thinking of somebody different, but
no, I'm not thinking of what you're thinking of.
No.
Andrew?
Lauren Hamilton. Cameron.
Yeah. Damn.
Like, that was true love. You saw that. It was beautiful. Now it's just like these people are coming on this show just because what was it? Did you watch the last season? There's a new season of Love is Blind coming out. I think the release of the pod on Friday, but did you watch the latest season of Love is Blind?
We watched like 1.5 episodes.
Are you okay for me to say what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler alert for anybody who needs to catch up. So there was this contestant, Hannah, on the last season of Love is Blind. Matt, do you remember Hannah from Love is Blind?
Vaguely.
The blonde?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
She said in episode 1 that she quit her job to be on a part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
The spoiler comes in. What happened and transpired to it is she quit her job, but then all of a sudden signed on to a talent agency and now has an agent to be a part of this. And that's when she went totally ballistic during the reunion over her ex-fiance. And she was very manipulative. It was horrible. I was uncomfortable watching it myself. But it ended up being that these people are now just looking for fame rather than looking for love.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they've become so popular and people follow them the years after they've been contestants. And then they go from one show, doesn't work out. Then they join these shows together and make it, Perfect Match?
Perfect Match.
Yep. Yeah, it's bizarre for sure.
To kind of roll back to the reasoning of that being said, like, do I feel bad for Montoya? Yes, I do. But I don't feel bad for the fact that they signed up for a reality show.
I feel bad that they made him watch it. However, I also just saw apparently he got revenge.
You know what they should have signed up for? Therapy. Couples therapy.
Couples therapy. Now no, I'm not going to say that. That should not be your TV show because therapy is important.
We're not turning into a Dr. Phil.
We're not. No, my therapy session is not your reality TV show. Yeah, it's just a wild scene on the internet watching some dude watch his girlfriend with another guy. Welcome to 2025.
Yeah. And that's how I found out was through my For You of my Twitter.
And that's why I try not to go on my For You on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, don't.
That's all your questions.
Yeah, more questions. Send them our way. Keep stockpiling them. Matt can always stockpile them for the next episode of Community Take It. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You can find all of our good stuff at beacons.ai/funnybusinesspod. Mr. Matthew.
Yep.
What is your advice for the good people, the coworkers of the funny business world?
Taxes. Get them done. Tax season is upon us. I'm submitting my taxes this week. Don't be that person. Doesn't remember to do your taxes. File the extension if you need it. Get them done.
Get them papers in.
Yep.
Get them money in and get that money back.
Yes, getting your taxes done sucks. And yes, there is a cost, but you also might get some back. That's kind of cool.
I hope. We'll see.
Well, yeah, you never know.
Last year's taxes were quite disappointing compared to my previous year. So we'll see how this year fares out.
I feel like you always have an adventure with your taxes. As always.
Yeah. Well, I'm having a person doing it this year. So
Good. I think that's for the best.
Please. I don't care if I have to pay more money. I just want them done right.
We should have like an accountant on in like July and be like, what are you up to at work right now?
Oh, man. I know from experience, you do not hear from them until like May. So
That
Okay.
job has to suck because like from now till like May, you're just like swamped. But then like the rest of the year, it's just I feel like it's not super busy.
Yeah. How do you think how other people depend? How do you think other people feel that depend on this individual that doesn't do their taxes for them, but does
Yeah.
other things for them?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Get that money in, get that paper in, get that return, pay that return, pay that money, pay Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam will give you money back. And that concludes another episode. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.